Good morning. It's October 31st. It's a Monday, and it is currently 8:57 in my locale. The question is, how you feeling? I'm feeling better. Okay, last night Queso and I decided we were just going to go to bed at about 7:30 and be done. So I drank some water and went to bed and woke up this morning and went, I'm hungry. So that was a positive step in the right direction. Next thing I did was I started to sanitize this place. Okay, got a shower, cleaned the bathroom, cleaned the kitchen, cleaned the refrigerator. Any food that looked a little funky or was 3 days past its expiration date, gone, out, done. Okay, so we're starting with a clean slate because, again, we have a direct line that says I went to work, I got food poisoning. We also understand I used to be a EHS professional when EHS wasn't garbage, and we understand the concept of cross-contamination. I could touch something and get myself sick again and again and again and again. And I know this because I used to teach it, okay, to clinical nurses, all right? So I know how to handle these effects. So everything's getting sanitized, from the bed linens to the comforters to the blankets. I have one of my blankets outside already. I sprayed it down and hung it up in the sunshine and just said, it'll be good in an hour, and then I'll take the next one out and do it again. All my clothes out. After this morning shower, right to the laundry. They're in the dryer right now, and I just put the bed sheets in. So, it's 77 degrees. It's very nice out. It is sunny. No clouds in the sky. I was watching somebody fish over at the Florida Bay when I was walking back and forth. So at this point I have the air conditioner on, but it's mainly just cycling. I have my hatches open, and I have my windows open, and I have my screen door open because I want max airflow through here as we clean up, because the last thing I'm doing is the floor. Okay, let's move on to the Daily Zen poem. When one of the Tao left the mountain turned gray as ashes, and the white clouds hid away their smiles, and the blue pines were filled with grief. Suddenly came news of one of Tao's return, and a birdsong burst open the mountain valleys, a divine light radiates from his precious temple, and a Dharma rain washes away the swirling dust. Sushi? No, 1073. Okay. I would like to think that is how it is when I left the mountain. I'd be a little arrogant, but I don't know if we'll ever get back there again. It is probably the second safest spot I have. It is the Northern Command, and I am the Southern Command. Ta-da! So I would have to say that, yeah, I was crying, the birds were crying, we were all crying when I was leaving. However, we knew that we needed to go north, south, east, and west and make a safe place until we can find a safe place for all of us together. All right, daily rune pull. Wow, that happened fast. Whoop. I'm not sure which one to take. We got strength and energy. So we have to call that an invalid pull. We have to put it back in. We have to try again. Although when the Norse were pulling these runes, if two fell out, they read both. And then they sat and thought about it. So, oh man, hang on. Ugh. So we could do that. We could follow the old tradition, follow the new tradition. Wow, look at that. That's the harvest rune on October 31st. Wow. Now, if we put them together and we do a Norns reading, strength, energy, harvest. That would be interesting. Why don't we do that today? Well, the first one I did pull was strength. The way a Norns work is that you pull 3, right? And what you do is you start on your left and you work to your right. And the first one is the past. And the next one is the present. And then the next one is the future. So what you do is you're looking at things that have happened in the past through a unique set of eyes. And then you look at things that are happening now through a unique set of eyes. And then you look at the possibilities into the future. So I'm going to do that today because it's good. Strength, because it was a total accident, guys. 94. It's also called an orach, right? A wild ox. A rune of termination and new beginnings. Drawing this indicates the life you have been living has outgrown its form. Do you remember the Zen poem? That form must die so that life energy can be released in a new birth. We did pull this room before. Growth and change, and by the way, it's part of the cycle of initiation. No kidding. Growth and change may involve passage in the darkness as part of the cycle of perpetual renewal. There are 5 parts: death, decay, fertilization, gestation, rebirth. Okay, events now may well prompt you to undergo death within yourself. Okay, remember, we're talking about elements of the past right now. You might have to prepare for opportunity disguised as loss. Oh boy. Sorry, I just looked over at her picture, which is everywhere I can see it, from anywhere here. You have to involve a loss of someone or something to which you have an intense emotional bond, and through which you are living a part of your life. You must now be retrieved to live it out for yourself. A bond is being severed, a relationship radically changed, a death experience. But the original symbol was an orach, a wild ox. It was domesticated, which was nearly impossible to do. Sounds familiar, guys? They could transport very heavy loads. You have to adapt yourself to the demands of such a creative time. The universe puts you on the support for new growth. Now let's look at the energy one. Wholeness, sorry. Yeah, energy wholeness. 31. Wholeness, life force is the sun's energy. It's nice because it's so nice out. This rune stands for the wholeness which your nature requires. It embodies the impulse towards self-realization and indicates the path you must follow, not from ulterior motives, from the core of your individuality. Seeking after wholeness is the spiritual warrior's quest, and what you are trying to become is already what you are. You must become conscious of that essence and bring it into a form and express it in a creative way. A rune of great power, making light force available to you. Suelu marks a time of regeneration right down to the cellular level. There is no reverse position, but you may find yourself wanting to withdraw or retreat in the face of a pressing situation, especially if events or people are demanding that you expend your energy now. This may consider a retreat in strength and indicate a need for a voyage, for centering, or for balance. Timely retreat is among the skill of the spiritual warrior. Now, harvest is 110, I think. Yeah. Okay. A rune of beneficial outcomes. Jera applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Be aware that quick results can not be expected. A span of time is always involved, like the keywords 1 year, a full cycle before the reaping of the harvest or deliverance. You have prepared the ground and planted the seed, now you must cultivate with care. To those whose labor has a long season and a long coming to term, this offers encouragement of success. Know that the outcome is in the keeping of providence and continue to persevere. Remember the old story about the farmer who was so eager to assist his crops, he went out at night to tug on the chutes. There is no way to push the river, you cannot hasten the harvest. Be mindful that patience is essential for the recognition of your own process, which leads to the harvest of the self. Strength, wholeness, energy, beneficial outcome. If there's anything I needed to hear today, that was it, especially after not feeling well for a couple of days. But now let's take our time. He snorted, which means he probably sees something outside. What did you see this morning? Did you see 2 osprey in a tree? Yes, you did. Did you see somebody fishing? Yes, you did. He too has been sleeping a lot, but I think that's a function of his age, maybe temperature. when I think about the last time he pooped, it was probably a week ago or something, which means something's backed up. So today he got pumpkin in with his food, and that should resolve that issue in pretty short order. Trust me, I'll know it because he'll start running sideways on the bed and running in circles. I'll know it. So, but he is feeling fine. Every time I get up to go outside, he wants to go with me. He wants to go for a walk. He is eating. He's drinking, but not drinking a whole lot, okay? Which is kind of sensible given that the baby food is not very salty at all. So, I would say his health state is pretty darn good right now, except he just needs a little bit more sleep. Do you have anything else you'd like to say to the nice people? No. I'll go back to bed. There you go. Get some water. It's right there. Oh, he's curling right up next to me. All right. So, what's the message of the day? Look, we had a little happy accident, right? We ended up doing a different type of spread for everybody. We got a message about reminding me of having to leave and perhaps someday returning to take care of things. And, uh, the concept of strength, wholeness, energy, and then, of course, that positive result. To be honest, some days it's a little harder than others. It's beautiful here. It is absolutely stunning here. And I also am the only one here. I have a lot of coworkers, but more people, more drama, more problems I tend to keep to myself. I am the hermit with Wi-Fi, right? So sometimes, I have to reach out to others to, make that good spiritual connection or that good personal connection. And I do that when I can. Okay. So I guess the message for you is, where is your strength? Where do you get your energy from? What are you working on that needs a long coming of fruition? What is that? Could be your family, could be you, could be your job, could be your pet, could be your house, right? Could be anything. But the one thing you should know is if you work hard, you're working in a good mindset. That's why I like to say the same thing. Like-minded, share values, have something to offer. If you're working in that mindset, you're going to get that energy from people. That's what I know. Somebody who uses the word energy, I don't like that word. What I say is that you get encouragement from people. And then that kicks you a little further down the road to do a little bit more or go somewhere. So that's mainly it. I know a lot of you don't have a lot of time or a lot of money or a lot of energy or a lot of whatever. And if we can help, we'd love to. You know? So the one thing I can say without any shadow of a doubt is, just do one thing. If you don't have any energy, just do one thing. I didn't have any energy yesterday. I did two things. You know, you can do one thing. Whether it be get another can of beans, whether it be clean your bathroom, whether it be do your laundry, just one thing, and use that one thing to step up to the next thing, and to the next thing, to the next thing. I heard a really weird suggestion once from a book. I believe it was James Cleary. It was called Atomic Habits. And he said, when you're unmotivated, go brush your teeth. I was like, what? He said, see, that little act means that the next thing you're going to do is, well, maybe I'll just wipe down the bathroom counter. And the next thing you're doing is you're washing the mirrors or cleaning the toilet. And that little bit of physical action gets you involved for greater action. And I thought that was really, really, really neat. So maybe that's a place you can go. That's a step you can move into. I keep looking over because I keep hearing trucks go and people going. It's a Monday, so they put a big sky crane. It's going over to where the National Park Service is. People are coming in and out. They're on their ways for their days. And, I'm just still cooking and cleaning and doing all the stuff. Stop. I'm not cooking. I will make something today. It's going to be very basic, very simple. I might, I'm not sure about chicken, but it'll definitely be probably rice. Okay, the only other thing I structured out was possibly uh, black beans and cheese. Just get the GI system back into the rock and roll of what needs to be done. And don't eat the prepared food, only prepackaged food. That's very important. Everybody at work is like, "You all right?" I'm like, no, this is the second time this has happened. And I did have to tell my boss. I was like, I'm not angry with anybody. I'm not yelling or screaming. There's not going to be a lawsuit, okay? We're not going to have these arguments. What we're going to say is I made an error and I did it twice. And what I need to do is A, not tell anybody else not to do it because they might just be fine. And the other one is modify my own behavior so that I stay fine because I only got me and the big guy here. Okay. So if I start to go, all Costa Rica, they call the NPS dispatch and then they'll do the worst thing possible. Worst. They will try to put me in a hospital. And in that event, you will not be happy with me because I will be kicking and screaming to get out of that little voodoo ceremony as fast as possible. The last time I had to go is the last time I had to go. You're going to have to. The only way you're going to get me into a hospital or to a medical care facility or anything of that nature from this point forward is it's going to have to be in the morgue. Little somber, had to be said. But that's why we did the Neptune Society, so we're not having to worry about all that, right? All right, I've talked enough. Up there go the cars again. So my daily plan again is still clean. Okay, laundry, sanitize stuff, make sure everything's good. Maybe take a walk around the outside when it gets a little bit hot or cooler or whatever it is. And if there's anything that needs to be done out there that I can strain on, I will do that as well. Okay, important stuff. We'll take care of it. You guys, I'm back to the daily video with, hey, come here, with bonus queso view. You hear that? You probably heard that. There's an osprey family about 40 yards away. That's beautiful. In Queso and I, we will see you tomorrow.